V'yashav Moshe el Hashem v'yomer, Moshe Rabeinu returns to HaKadosh Baruch Hu after the sin of the golden calf, and he says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Anna, please, chata ha'am hazeh chata gedoila, this nation have sinned, great, grave sin. V'yasu lahem Elohei zav, and they made themselves a god of gold. Moshe Rabeinu is trying to find some kind of a way to ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to forgive. Why does he use these words? Asks the Pninim Yakorim, what is Vayasu lahem, and they made for themselves? It seems that the word is superfluous. You could say Vayasu Elohei zav, and they made God of gold. What is lahem? It says in the Medrash, what is the word Gedoila? The word Gedoila denotes Giloy Arayos, because Yosef said, Ve'ech e'ese hara ha'gedoila hazois. Yosef said to the wife of Potiphar, how can I be with you? It's a terrible, grave sin. Ha'gedoila therefore denotes the sin of Giloy Arayos. The Alshech HaKodesh asks, why is Avodah Zarah so terrible? A person bows down to the sun or to the moon, to the stars, to a tree, to a rock. What's so terrible? HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows that He is God, He is the only God, He is the only King, so why can't the HaKadosh Baruch Hu be Moichel? The answer is, says the Alshech HaKodesh, in every one of us there is a Tzelem Eloikim. We were created in the image of God. Our neshama is a Chelek Eloika Mimal, a spark from the heavenly throne. That's the case. A little of God is in us. And if we bow down to the wrong things, it's as if we're forcing God to serve Avodah Zarah, to bow down to Avodah Zarah. That is why it's so terrible. However, it is known that the sin of Avodah Zarah is greater than the sin of immorality, of Giloy Arayos. But it's also known that when a person sins with Giloy Arayos, the neshama, the part of the heavenly throne from HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself, that spark leaves. It says in the Medrash, Eloheihem shel eles soine zima. The God of these people, God, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, hates immorality, and therefore he as if leaves the person. Says Moshe Rabeinu. Yes, they did terrible things, but they did it in a special sequence, in the right order, as if. Anna, please God, chata ha'am hazeh chata gedoila. They did a grave sin. A grave sin denotes Giluy Arayos. What happens when one does Giluy Arayos? The neshama, that part, the divine part, leaves as if. And then, Vayasu lahem, and then they did for themselves, because God is not in them anymore, they did for themselves Avodah Zarah. So they didn't force you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to bow down to Avodah Zarah, and therefore, perhaps, you will be able to forgive them.